Hello everyone, back tuning into this evening's third update. So we did the March month-end forecast this morning. This afternoon we had a look at weather next week to 10 days, and there was a suggestion within that week to 10 day update that we might turn things a bit colder as we get through to the middle part of March. So we're going to have a look at the GFS ensembles tonight, individually see how much support there is for the potential to turn things colder for middle of March. We may be into spring now, meteorological spring, but we can still get quite cold weather. So we might be facing a bit of a cold snap as we get through to middle of the month, but I'll talk about that within the GFS ensembles in a second. Going on with that, just very quickly to mention the ads, there's links to articles on all the pages. If you have browse widgets, click through the links, you're going to help us page the website. Thanks so much for doing that. So we're going to start off with the GFS Control run, which is a slightly lower resolution member of the GFS ensembles compared to the operational run. And the operational run is what we use every day for the videos. It's at a slightly lower resolution to that, but a higher resolution to all the other members of the GFS ensembles. Starting on the 10th of March, and we're going to go through to the 18th. So this is how the GFS Control is seeing things on the 10th of March. Low pressure out to the northwest of the country. That low pressure dies southwards on the 13th and pulls in this cold north to northeasterly wind. So this one does have a bit of a cold snap around the 13th, 14th of March. Then it has high pressure out to the northwest, and we pull down a bit of a colder easterly wind there on the 17th. So this is a pretty cold mid-month period, really, with high pressure out to the north and west, and the winds coming in from the north and from the east. There could certainly be some wintry showers in with that. This is ensemble member number 1. We're putting down a cold northerly wind on the 10th of March, and then high pressure goes up to Scandinavia, and we try to pull in an easterly wind, but it doesn't come off. Low pressure remains dominant from the Atlantic. So that one has a go, getting cold from the east, but actually that one stays fairly mild and unsettled. Ensemble member number 1. Ensemble member number 2 on the 10th looks very unsettled. Low pressure is over England and Wales. That's quite a deep area of low pressure as well. That dies down into Central Europe, and we pull down this cold northerly wind. That could certainly bring snow showers there into the north and the east of the country. And then very unsettled weather then going up to the middle part of the month. Low pressure is diving southwards, so cold, unsettled, very wet. Could be some wintry weather on high ground with that. Mostly rain, I would have thought, down at lower levels. Also, member number 3 shows high pressure through the country on the 10th into the 11th, and then that high pressure moves to the north. We pull in this cold east-northeasterly wind there on the 13th of March, before high pressure then moves southwards across the country. Before high pressure slips southwards, and we pull in this milder west-southwesterly wind. And that turns things quite stormy then into the second half of the month, with gale force winds up across Scotland. Ensemble member number 4 looks like this. High pressure is blocking around Greenland and Iceland, with low pressure to the east on the 10th of March, putting down this cold northerly wind. That could well be bringing wintry showers into the east. This low pressure running down the North Sea could bring some wintry weather into the east. The winds are in from the north and northeast, so it looks cold there. And another shot of northerly winds there as we're going through into the second half of the month. This is the 16th into the 17th, where again another shot of northerly winds, and winds going into the east. That's a very cold one there. On some member number 4, there'd be a lot of wintry weather in with that. Even though it's mid-March, I think that would be enough. It's a proper blocking feature. That would be enough to produce some pretty wintry weather, especially so in the north and the east. This is ensemble member number 5, and this one looks milder for the 10th of March. We've got low pressure up to the north of Scotland, and we're bringing in these milder westerly winds, but it doesn't take long to pull the wind into the north. There we go. We've got a northerly shot there on the 12th of March, only 10 days away, so even as early as that we could be bringing in some cold and northerly winds. Then this low pressure dies southwards, and we've got a blocking feature over Greenland as well. that looks like it's going to turn things very cold. But what actually happens is that despite the Arctic Oscillation and the North Atlantic Oscillation being through the floor there, we actually stay on the mild side of blocking. So quite unluckily there, if you want cold weather, or luckily if you don't want cold weather, that one is pretty mild and unsettled. Ensemble member number 6 looking like this, a mild westerly flow to start us off on the 10th of March, and we keep it generally Atlantic driven there up to middle part of the month. Going into second half of the month, that one stays mild and Atlantic driven with ensemble member number 6. This is number 7, and low pressures to the north of Scotland. Again on the 10th, we go up to the middle part of the month, and we're trying to turn things a bit colder there, but the wind does go into the north briefly around the 14th, 15th, but overall that one, sub-member number 7, is a milder Atlantic-driven one. Once again, ensemble member number 8 has northerly winds there for the 10th through to the 12th. It's low pressure diving southwards, putting in really quite a cold northeasterly wind. That could bring some wintry showers. And then high pressure just sitting around the country really through to the middle and second half of the month. Probably fairly cold by night with frost, but by day I suppose it wouldn't be too bad in the spring sunshine. Number 9 has northerly winds coming down across the country on the 10th into the 12th. We get another shot of northerly winds there. That could bring some snow showers into the north and the east, certainly wintry showers possible with that one. And then as we run through, this low pressure dies southwards to Biscay and pulls in a really cold northeasterly wind. So this is another cold one. It's a proper blocking feature that's up there over Iceland, and the wind's really coming in from the east there. And what happens is that this low pressure develops into a very major feature there around the 17th, 18th. That could bring blizzards to the north, probably heavy rain down in the south. Number 10, halfway through, shows that we've got these northerly winds coming down across the country from the 10th to the 12th. Another northerly shot around the 13th to the 14th. That could be bringing wintry showers into the north. And then another low pressure running down the North Sea around the 16th, 17th. Again, possibly bringing wintry showers there. After that, high pressure builds within the cold air, so you certainly get night frost with that. By day, in the March sunshine, probably not too bad. The ensemble member number 11 looking like this, got quite a big area of high pressure to the north, that's going towards Scandinavia, so this is another one that's trying to get things cold. This low pressure dies southwards in towards Biscay, and we pull in this easterly wind as we go through to the middle part of the month. That can certainly bring wintry showers into the east. Not desperately as cold, not as cold as some of the ensemble members we've been looking at, but it is on the colder side. Number 12 has low pressure clearing the country around the 10th to the 11th with this shot of northerly winds, and then after that we get the wind into the east with this one. A big blocking feature there from Greenland going through Iceland towards Scandinavia. The winds going into the east could certainly bring wintry showers into the east. That's a very blocked setup. Would be cold, certainly with the risk of night frost, and I think for the east particularly there would be wintry showers. Number 13 has a wind coming in from the northeast there from the 10th through to the 12th. Again, that could bring wintry showers, maybe snow showers into the east. Then this low pressure diving southwards, pulling the wind properly into the east there as we go to the middle part of the month. That could bring snow showers into the east, and it looks like it stays cold then into the second half of the month. So this is definitely a trend tonight with these ensemble members. I haven't been through these before I'm going through them now, so this is much of a surprise as it is for you, but it is looking pretty cold through to the middle part of March with these ensembles. Number 14 takes a low pressure down to the south of the country. Again, there comes the easterly winds as we go through the middle into the second half of the month. That could well bring snow showers into the east in particular. Ensemble member number 15 has low pressure to the northeast of the country as we start off. And this one looks much more Atlantic driven, generally on the milder side. Low pressure coming in off the Atlantic. It's a bit on a bit of a northwest southeast trajectory, so a little bit on the cooler side, but of course we're seeing many more colder members than that. Number 16 northerly winds on the 10th of March, and then we take high pressure to the north country, taking it to Scandinavia, so we turn the wind into the east. Again, that could well be bringing wintry showers into the eastern side of the country. Number 17 has low pressure up to the north as we start off on the 10th. And as we run through into the second half of the month, we keep things pretty flat. So that's a milder one, number 17. That keeps things generally on the mild side, which I'm sure a lot of you probably want in March. Probably don't want it turning cold in the spring. We go through to number 18, and that has the wind going into the north there on the 13th of March. A northeasterly could well be bringing wintry showers into the east. So some sort of disturbance running across the south on the 15th might bring some snow there. And then high pressure just sticking around the country with that one. So there'd be night frost. But by day, in the March sunshine, sun's getting stronger now, probably won't be all that cold. Number 19, and penultimately, starts off with westerly winds coming in across the country on the 10th, and we just have high pressure sitting around the country, really, go through to the middle and second half of the month, so nothing particularly interesting on that one. And then finally, number 20 shows that we bring down a northerly wind on the 10th of March. Then we take high pressure to Scandinavia, and yes, we're pulling in the cold air from the east once again. Here it comes, and there's disturbances within the flow, could well bring wintry showers, certainly in from the east, maybe some snow, and we keep things cold there into the second half of the month. Quite a blocking feature getting going there across Greenland and Iceland. Now, we've been here several times before during this winter with the GFS Ensembles wanting to set up a prolonged spell of cold weather. It's never come to much. We're into the spring now, and it would be just typical that we get into the spring, and finally we start to set in a locked-in cold pattern. I don't want to go that far with this. I think we probably are going to get some sort of a cold snap around the middle part of the month. So I think we're going to get a northerly anytime around the 12th of March through to the 15th, some sort of northerly shot coming in, probably bringing wintry showers to the north and the east, and a return of night frost. Whether we would extend that into a proper blocked and really cold setup, as many of these ensemble members are doing tonight, you have to say that they are looking very cold ensembles. Whether we would eventually lock into a prolonged cold pattern from that cold snap is very much open to question, and we'd need a lot more runs before we started getting interested in that sort of direction. But I do think we're in for a bit of a cold snap, so it's going to be fairly mild through most of next week, but towards the end of next week and that weekend that follows, I think we will get a bit of a cold snap coming through then, and it'll be a case of whether it just lasts a day or two or whether we start moving into a prolonged cold pattern. Well, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.